He always said he was busy. Busy building his career. Busy chasing success. Busy creating a better future. But he never realized the person who gave him his future was slowly running out of time. Chapter 1. The Dream. Daniel grew up in a small house on the edge of town. It wasn't perfect. The paint on the walls was peeling, the roof leaked during heavy rain, and winters felt colder inside than outside. But it was full of love. His mother, Margaret, worked 2 jobs to make sure Daniel never felt poor. She skipped meals so he could eat more. She wore the same old coat for years so she could buy him new shoes. Every night, she would sit beside his bed and say, "One day you will become someone great." Daniel believed her. And when he got accepted into a university in another city, Margaret cried. Not because she was sad, but because her son's dreams were finally coming true. Chapter 2. The Distance. College changed Daniel. New friends, new lifestyle, new ambitions. He started working part-time, then internships, then networking events. When his mother called, he would say, "Mom, I'm busy. I'll call you later." Later became tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became months. Margaret never complained. She would just smile and say, "That's okay, sweetheart. I know you're working hard." Every birthday, she baked his favorite chocolate cake, even though he wasn't there. She would place 1 slice in the fridge. Just in case he visits, she would whisper to herself. Chapter 3. Success. Years passed. Daniel graduated, got a corporate job, moved into a modern apartment with city lights shining outside his window. He bought expensive suits, drove a nice car, traveled for business. People admired him, but he rarely called home. Sometimes when his mother's name appeared on his phone screen, he would stare at it and let it ring. "I'll call her on Sunday," he would think. But Sunday was always too busy. Meanwhile, Margaret's hair turned gray. Her hands became weaker, her voice softer. She kept Daniel's childhood drawings in a box beside her bed. Every night, she looked at his old photo and said, "I'm proud of you, my son." Chapter 4. The Call. One evening, Daniel received a call from a neighbor back home. "Daniel, your mother hasn't been feeling well." He felt a small knot in his chest, but he had an important meeting the next morning. "I'll visit next month," he said. Next month never came. Work promotions, deadlines, travel. He told himself, "She's strong. She'll be fine." Chapter 5. The Decision. 10 years after leaving home, Daniel suddenly felt something strange. It was his birthday. He realized his mother hadn't called for the first time in his life. He checked his phone. No missed calls. A strange fear crawled into his heart. Without thinking twice, he canceled his meetings, bought flowers, drove back to his hometown. As he stood outside the small house, memories flooded his mind. The smell of her cooking, her laughter, her bedtime stories. He knocked on the door. No answer. He knocked again. Silence. The neighbor opened the door slowly. Her eyes were filled with sadness. "Daniel, I tried calling you months ago." His heart dropped. "She passed away in her sleep." The flowers slipped from his hand. "No, that's not possible," he whispered. The neighbor continued softly. "She used to sit by the window every evening, waiting for you." Daniel walked inside the house. Everything looked the same, except it felt empty. Too empty. On the small wooden table near her bed was something, a framed childhood photo of Daniel, and beside it, a phone. He picked it up. The last dialed number was his. His tears blurred his vision. She had tried calling him one last time. Daniel sat on the floor of that small room and cried like a child. He remembered every time he ignored her calls, every "I'm busy," every "I'll call you later," every missed birthday. All the success in the world suddenly felt meaningless. The expensive suits, the car, the apartment, none of it could bring her back. He realized something painful. She never wanted his money. She only wanted his time. Chapter 8. The Letter. In her drawer, Daniel found a small envelope with his name written on it. His hands trembled as he opened it. Inside was a letter. "My dear son, if you are reading this, it means I am no longer there to hear your voice. I know you were busy building your dreams, and I am proud of you. I never wanted to disturb you. I just wanted to hear you say, 'Hi, Mom,' one more time. But don't feel guilty. A mother's love never keeps score. I will always be with you. Love, Mom." Daniel couldn't breathe. Even in her final words, she protected him from pain. Chapter 9. The Real Success. Months later, Daniel changed. He quit his corporate job, moved back to his hometown. He renovated the small house instead of selling it. Every Sunday, he visited elderly homes and spent time with lonely parents whose children were too busy. Because now he understood something deeply. Success without family is empty. Money can buy comfort, but it can never buy another chance. Final message, emotional ending. If your parents are still alive, call them. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because one day you might return home with flowers in your hands and regret in your heart. And by then, it might be too late.